Nightfloating is the 10th full-length album from Italian band Forgotten Tomb, who are best known for their depressive black metal sound, but were later known for a idiosyncratic combination of dark metal, sludge metal, black and roll, gothic metal. A lot of different things went into their sound over the years. Their first three records were very much in a particular style that they helped to popularize in the early 2000s. Now, suicidal or depressive black metal was around before that for quite a while, but in terms of when it became popular, when it became the end thing to do, they were right there with it, and basically they were writing some of the catchiest, most melodic music at the time under that banner. And really what it was dark metal, and a lot of it was very heavily influenced by early Catatonia. And if you know me at all, you know that one of my favorite records is the first Catatonia recordings, as well, especially the first record. And that really played into me being a fan of some of their longer, more connective songs on the first two or three records. So that's why I'm a Forgotten Tomb fan. They really picked up on that sound and they made it their own with some atmospheric black metal influences from the time. And clearly, melody was a natural gift of theirs that they brought into otherwise kind of quickly churned out releases that were very personal and dire, and mostly coming from the mind of Fernando Marchisio, who was the main vocalist and guitarist to start. And the band has expanded into a full group, a popular touring group. Their sound is, again, they changed quite a bit over time. And what we get here on this record is very much a return to that early sound, but with the basically 25 years later, this record celebrates their 25th anniversary with a cumulative statement. That is, they've expanded into a quartet. They brought in a lead guitarist from Ara, a Swiss black metal band, and their sound has returned to their earlier ways, but they've kept the personality, the finesse of the rhythm section, all of that. So let's get an example of it. Let's cut into a song, and we'll find a melodic guitar line in there that will cue you in as to what this record is all about right away. So when it comes to depressive music, I think there's diminishing returns. Once you felt a certain way, you processed it, you work through it, or if there's a record that you completely attach to because it makes you feel a certain way. And I think if you emotionally connect with music, there's diminishing returns in general. It's like a drug. You certainly need more and more of it in a certain amount or from a different perspective to keep you going and interested. And that depends on your mental state and the chemistry of your brain, of course. But a band like this, they really did it for me back 20 years ago, and when they return to their sound now, obviously different people, they've found the magic that brings back that sound. They brought a heavier mood to their record, and overall this is a much better record than their ninth. It very much accumulates all of Forgotten Tomb's personality, both the clever, snappy kind of sludge metal kind of influenced sound, the black metal sound, and the black and roll sound and all that. And they make it all work in here through mostly serious songs, which are not dead serious, but certainly calling back to the way that their sound used to be. And for me, that was a great callback. It is great fan service. It's actually a very good record. It's repeatable. It's very memorable. But it never gave me that feeling. That I don't think I could ever get that back, that the way that I felt listening to Forgotten Tomb back in 2003 or so. So that's kind of my note, is that I don't even get that feeling from those old recordings, and so my interest hasn't passed, but I am impressed that they're still able to do this kind of thing. And I don't know that I'm a huge fan of this type of music anymore, so much as I'm very nostalgic for it, and I think that a lot of people are as well, who kind of took for granted the qualities of Forgotten Tomb early on, and those weren't as popular as what they did later. So if you're looking for that old sound, they brought it back, and they've done very good by it. They've written fantastic songs around it, and a very interesting record. I would say this is not the most serious record from the band. There is a kind of a long dungeon synth track in towards the end. There's a couple of pieces that just don't resolve in a very satisfying way, but overall this is pretty buttoned up. It's very well performed, and it's professional on the level of their previous recording, Nihilistic Estrangement. Very strong production values, probably even better than the last record in some respects, and overall this is a fine product that brings back some of that old Forgotten Tomb feeling. So for me, that's a moderately high recommendation. I don't know that I'm the biggest fan of this band as much anymore, but this was a welcome return and a strong record. So I'd recommend it. I'd say go check it out yourself, see if it gels with you, if you have any nostalgia for it, or if this is just your kind of thing, and this is the first time you've heard the band. Go back in their earlier discography, and I could probably recommend a few records from the 90s that are even better. So check this out if you will. It released on July 12th, and go ahead and read my review if you feel like it.